Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. If you want to get this mug, you can get it in the first link that's in the description of the video. And you might want to put something a bit stronger than a tea in it so that it numbs the pain of this window, because it's turning out that this window isn't a really good window for Celtic Football Club. This is just an afternoon update. We will be live later on this evening doing a run-in until the end of the transfer window. Let me just check this window. Isn't a, and if you walk online, we'll see how many we can get on for this one. I'm running a bit later than what I wanted to do, but there is a couple of bits of Celtic news out there. It has been reported that Celtic have unbelievably, let me just make sure that there's no feedback on that, just turn that volume down. Celtic have made negotiations on how much the Celtic will pay to cover his wages for Jeffrey. I'm not even saying it. Oh, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Is it a step backward for Celtic? We seem to be, we're definitely there's one thing for sure. As it stands, we are weaker. And it doesn't matter who we now bring in, because we're bringing in a left back on loan, and that could play left back and left wing. I think Brendan Rodgers and the Celtic hierarchy are clutching at straws last minute of this transfer window. I will say that I think that we're now running around trying to do deals that that haven't been thought through very well, I think, and it's definitely not making us stronger as it stands. Tierney, there's people trying to say that Tierney's going to get done today. It's not going to happen. Chris Sutton says live on Sky Sports earlier that Celtic has been unacceptable. It's been unacceptable this window. Brendan Rodgers has lost some important players this January, Kyogo being one of them, Alex Bai's been another one. I still think it is unbelievable that we allowed Alex Bai to leave. I mean, the manager must have been told that the Kieran Tierney the deal was almost done, and that's what allowed young Alex Bai to leave the club. The issue with Tierney won't join to the summer now. We all know that. Celtic have brought in Jota, which is looking forward to the summer, but Chris Sutton says, look, when you look at the fact that Celtic are pushing for a treble, it's unacceptable. If no new players arrive, players are on loan, whilst it's nice getting players on loan to come in and help the squad out, they are not strengthening the squad. Ridiculous behaviour the whole month, getting players in, scrambling around in desperation, says James, a boy. Celtic magician said that he wanted Mateus, and well wanted Mateus, and I think the manager wanted Mateus. But if a club doesn't want to sell, Rodgers is in London for something. Is Rodgers in London? Has it been confirmed Rodgers is in London? Is Schlupp really a better player than Kyogo? That's all I'm saying. Have we really strengthened? Is it strengthening the squad? Can we not pay Arsenal 1.5 million to get Kieran Tierney? Says Crow Tails, and I think that the issue is that Kieran Tierney would then be losing 3 million in wages, and Kieran Tierney would be looking for some kind of payoff, and that's not going to happen. Rodgers is currently down south in London with Lawwell. Well, if that is true, he's obviously down there trying to sweet talk some players into coming to Celtic, which is he was at Heathrow for the Tottenham job. He's down there for the Tottenham job. But let's get a little bit of an update on what is happening from. Let's see what Sky are saying to it.
Striker in, do we think? That is the big question, because he has made no secret. He's spoken many, many times about wanting to come out of this window stronger than he went in. If you take Kyogo out, your number one striker, then clearly you have to replace him to come out of the window stronger than you went in. So all eyes on that department for Celtic fans today. It remains to be seen what can be done there, though. Matthias Kvitzgarden was the name we've been reporting over the weekend. Talks had broken down there, maybe a loan move to come in and bolster the attacking options, and also left back, because again, in the spirit of coming out of the window stronger than you went in, there was a move away for Alex Valle, who was on loan. So what about Kieran Tierney? As it stands, he will come back in the summer, a pre-contract agreement between Celtic and Arsenal. Can there be any late wriggle room there to try and get him in? But if not him, then someone else presumably, because again, there is a gap there at left back. And in terms of outgoings at Celtic, Daniel Cummings, 18-year-old striker, the club have rejected a bid from West Ham for his services.
So are you expecting it to be busy up there today? What are the main deals that we should be keeping an eye on, do you think?
Who cares about any other club in Scotland? It's all about Celtic in this job. We all know the situation, and the way that it's played out over this transfer window is, can Jota play in the Champions League? I think that Celtic shouldn't even be thinking about the Champions League now. I think that the club are obviously accepting that this is as far as we'll go in the Champions League, and they have no ambition to try and get any further than the next game. It is all about making sure that we've got enough players in to keep the squad going until the end of the season, because as it stands now, we are currently weaker. Apart from Kyogo, no other players will be missed, says Danny Boy. They might not be missed, Danny Boy, but the squad's weaker. I mean, you could just go and look at the squad list. Look at the bench. The squad is weaker, and I mean, nobody can deny that. We are poorer for this window, says Rambo. Yeah, we are that. Let's do a little poll. That one. There we go. See how happy people are with the transfer window so far. We'll do a little poll. We will be back later tonight, and obviously we will do a little poll later tonight. Unlikely anything is possible in football. We could beat Bayern. I don't think so. Not with the squad that we've now got. I can't see us being beaten Bayern. And the Lennon Miller deal has fallen through. That has fallen through by the looks of it. That will not happen. The Lennon Miller deal, I don't expect that one to happen. I got a message earlier and I can't find it now. Let me just see this. Not because the Record were reporting it as well. Lennon Miller sees Celtic transfer hunt end. An empathetic answer as Motherwell spell out exit stance. Motherwell will not sell their skipper in this month with injuries at Fir Park. They will not sell him. That's what they're saying publicly just now. But it's saying that Motherwell have rebuffed Celtic's inquiries, saying that he's going nowhere this month. He's going absolutely nowhere this month. It's hard when you can understand why they want to get him in the door. Here's one for the future. But they're saying that as it stands just now, I mean, that could all change later on. Celtic could make a deal. Celtic could make a deal to buy him and then loan him back. So they can come out publicly saying they're not selling him. He's going nowhere because of injuries. Celtic do still have that little thing up their sleeve where they can come out and they can come back to Motherwell and say, look, we'll buy him from you, and then we'll loan him back. There's been 179 votes so far. And are you happy with the transfer window so far? and it's 90% saying yo. Who's saying yes? Who's saying yes to the transfer window? There must be madness, absolute madness. Jet flying in from Glasgow from Porto. So, yes, I don't think so. I just see KT in Springy Road getting a chippy, says Parkwood Boy. I bet you did. The clock is ticking. Celtic, hurry up. Baz, any idea what the transfer option asking? 50-50 goes over. Keith, what? The comments are going too fast. I'm trying to find that there. It's a loan deal to the end of the season. We're getting Jeff on loan. We're getting Jeff on loan to the end of the season. They've made a loan offer to Crystal Palace for a player that they're not using. For a player that Crystal Palace aren't really using. But negotiations are underway on how much of the wages Celtic will cover. So he's obviously on way more than what he would get at Celtic. He's obviously on big money. I don't know what kind of wages he's on. He's out of contract this summer, though. He is out of contract this summer. So we're going for a loan player for a player that's out of contract this summer. It's great. Absolutely great. If the deal can be done, he'll do his medical in London. Celtic have made a loan offer for Crystal Palace utility player. I'm going to admit I'm not overly. I hope I'm proved wrong by the player, but is this Brendan Rodgers changing tact for the type of player that we're going to get in? Is it going back down the road of trying to get in players along the lines of Edouard? Froze, Dave. I've no froze. A 32-year-old joke. Yeah, exactly. He's better than Taylor. We lost two players weaker due to the lack of depth. Don't worry, be happy. When you look at the players that went out on loan, we've made the squad weaker. Do you reckon we'll get another player? I think that there's still business to be done with Celtic, and it is just the case. You've got to remember, we did 3 players on transfer deadline day in the summer. I think there could be 2 or 3 come in tonight, but dragging our feet, it is completely dragging our feet. Where's the priority left back striker, etc.? Well, Celtic are bringing in, meant to be a left back on loan. And if it's just bringing someone in on loan to cover, it's a terrible situation that we find ourselves in. There can be there's no comprehension how crazy this is, that we're getting in an old. The guy's a fantastic player. He started as left back and then moved to winger. Left back and winger. Let me just see the Lennon Miller one. Danny Ingles. There is reports out there saying that Celtic are amongst clubs showing interest in West Ham Danny Ingles. And with the clock ticking. Nah, I can't see that one happening. There's another. Nope. Oh, here we go. What's this one? No. PSV. This is one that Celtic were connected with. PSV are closing in on the signing of Manchester United left back. It's understood that the loan would be a 6-month loan. Medical's been booked for when the clubs can agree the deal. So a young player that was meant to, that Celtic had been named with. Wait till I just jump onto WhatsApp and see what that message is coming through. Jeffrey's played every single position on Wikipedia. He's played every position bar goals. I've just been sent a message. He's played every position bar goals, has Jeffrey. And another breaking news, the Manchester United left back that Celtic were interested in is now going to PSV. PSV. There was another player that Celtic were interested in that he's now going to another club. He's no joining Celtic, that's for sure. Yes. The Denmark under 21. Tobias, he is going to Hellas Verona. He wants to stay playing in one of the top 5 leagues. His preference was to move to one of the top European 5 leagues. When did this become a thing? When did this players demanding to go to one of the top 5 leagues? Because it's really affecting Celtic, this transfer window, more than it has done before. Fat Ronaldo could play better than I guess. Oh, Jesus. But any news, there's not really any news on incoming. So there's a loan coming in, a loan deal coming in, and I don't think that we're going to get anything concrete until tonight. If you are one of the ones, Monty Irishman, is Rivaldo still available? We're signing Ronaldo. You heard it here first. You'd be better signing Ronaldo. Just sit him in front of goals. We'd probably have a lot more going for us as it stands just now. Let me just double check this. Jesus. West Ham no longer pursuing striker. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. There seems to be a bit of movement on the Daniel Cummins story. That might go through today. Celtic may get the increase in what they're looking for Daniel Cummins. So that's just another outgoing. That's just an outgoing. That is not an incoming. Celtic had gone for a 32-year-old. Oh, Jesus. If it's a deal to the end of the season. I mean, it doesn't inspire me, and it goes against what Celtic. It goes against what Celtic have been building over the last couple of years. There's been over 320 votes, 322. The people are voting in mass. Are you happy with the transfer window so far? Can there be enough? Can there be enough in the last couple of hours of the transfer window? Can there be enough movement by Celtic? Rashford is on 350 grand a week. Jesus. Can there be enough movement by Celtic in the transfer market in the next couple of hours to appease the fans and turn what has been a rather strange window? We went into the window with a really strong position, and we just needed to strengthen just a few areas. We needed to bring an extra third choice striker in if Johnny Kenny wasn't staying at the club. That's the position that we were in. If Johnny Kenny wasn't going to stay at the club, Brendan Rodgers said at the beginning of December, we'll have a look at Johnny Kenny. He done well the first game that he come on. We'll have a look at him. We're unsure whether he's going to stay at Celtic or he is going to go back out on loan to get some game time towards the end of the season. Celtic are now in a position where that's happening, and he's going to be our second choice striker because we've sold Kyogo. We also had the fact that we had Alex Baye here at Celtic until the end of the season. Celtic were going to allow Alex Baye to leave and go back to Barcelona if they had a replacement. And Greg Taylor is now the only left back that we've got. There could still be movement on Greg Taylor tonight. There still could be movement on Greg Taylor. I would watch that one. It wouldn't surprise me if there was an official bid did come in for Greg Taylor, and then we would be left with Liam Scales at left back. We were unlucky against Villa. I remember the result had that knock-on effect in closing deals. I don't think that had punt Kyogo with only one cover. It's it's whopper level stuff. We're still weaker than 2 weeks ago. Johnny Kenny won't be long till he's on his way out. Yeah, Johnny Kenny's still to prove himself in this league, and I think that's the hard fact of it. Should have been playing left back, mid 32, too old. Yeah, bringing in a 32-year-old is no ambition to kick on from our board. Square sausage, Mick, you're right. I think that we had a chance to really put a statement down, and a statement of intent of trying to have a go at this game and trying to get into the last 16. And it looks like now we're just going to go into the last 16 and it's going to be, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's just go and enjoy the experience. And there's John Hartson spotted at the airport. Taylor and Maida were great yesterday. Don't blame him trying to earn more money. Yep, but Taylor. Let me just see, update this. You know, one person that's normally spot on has been radio silent when it comes to Celtic stuff today. Radio silent. He's never had nothing up for days. Radio silent when it comes to anything about Celtic. And he's usually spot on. That's crap news. Kenny will go eating fast food. We are pounds in this window. Yes, we are pounds in. We're mega bucks in. Even we've made something like just over 1.2 million just selling B team players. And never mind selling Bernabe. We sold Bernabe. Remember, we got money in for Bernabe. We've put out Lewis Palma on loan. We've put out Stephen Welsh on loan. We've put out Odom Owen on loan. That's 3 first team players. That makes us weaker. That makes the bench weaker. Any way that you look at it, it makes the bench weaker. Taylor and Maida were great, seen that one. Kenny will not get a chance. Johnny Kenny will not get a chance, says Martin. John Terry's been spotted in full Celtic kit walking about Coat Bridge. I bet you. Does Rodgers know what he wants? I think that this transfer window has been that fluid, and the fact that Celtic have made early attempts to get in players that they wanted, and for one reason, injury to one player, put paid to Celtic making an offer for him and bringing him to Scotland. When you look at a 32-year-old that plays left back, yeah, no, it's a shocking window, Stephen. I just got a message saying that a 32-year-old that's played every single position bar keeper. They've got Dundee player on a pre-contract. I'm shaking. Can't see Brendan Rodgers extending his 3-year contract with this kind of shit windows. Amateur hour, says Sarah. Amateur hour. We sold Tierney and Jota for around about 25 million. Getting Tierney and Jota around for about 6. No, we're not. We paid 8 million for Jota. We paid 8 million for Jota. Let's phone Renz and see if we can get him back for $1 million. So many of you Celtic fans are spoilt brats, said Parkhead. A boy. I'm going to say this chest. A 32-year-old is going to prove us all wrong. Brendan must be fizzing at that lot up in the boardroom. Why would he be down? Why would he be in London? Why would Lawwell be in London with him? To the guys that said that Brendan Rodgers was in London with Lawwell. Lawwell's nothing to do with negotiations. Lawwell's nothing to do. It's Nicholson. If you turn around and said that Lawwell was in London with Nicholson, I'd say there's maybe some meat on it, but I've never seen nothing. Let me just ask. Right. See who gets back to me on that one. Usual transfer window by Celtic. Mikey Bassett signed for Benson and Hedges, who were 40. Oh, Jesus. And let's see how the poll's done. There's been over 422 people have voted so far. We're away to sign Peter Stringfellows. Would be better signing him. Kyogo out, Jota in, weaker, says Paul. Is that as weaker? You have to look at the size of the squad and the bench. You have to look at the size of the squad. I mean, sign Michael Fagan. Oh, sign Michael Fagan. Right, let me get the squad, right, and we'll talk through the squad, just to see. 24 hours left for season tickets holders to buy their Bayern Munich. Yeah, Celtic are going all out for it. Buy your Bayern Munich tickets. Everyone should just say, piss off. Piss off. I'm not paying for that. Right, in the goalkeeper's situation, this is the goalkeeping situation as it stands going into the last hours of the window. We've got Kasper Schmeichel, Sinisalo and Scott Bain in the defence. For the defence, we've got Alistair Johnson, Greg Taylor, Liam Scales, Austin Trusty, Matt Narobski, who maybe still be sold this window, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Tony Ralston. We're currently one player down for the left back position. We're one player down for left back in that window, because Liam Scales covers. Brendan Rodgers likes to have two players for every single position. You've got Cameron Carter-Vickers and Austin Trusty are your first two starters. You've then got Liam Scales and Narobski as your backup defenders. Right, never talk about left back. You've then got Alistair Johnston. For Alistair Johnson, you've got cover and Tony Ralston. Right, you've got Greg Taylor on the left, but you've no cover. You've no cover. If the inevitable, if say Cameron Carter-Vickers gets injured again, and then we have to play Scales and Trusty, it means that we've then only got one player in defence that can cover the back line, right, and that is Narobski. It's an unbelievable situation that Celtic have found them in. We need a player in for left back today. And then you look at the midfield. When you look at the three positions in midfield, we've got 6 players that are registered by Celtic, right? You've got the ones that start. You've got Callum McGregor, you've got Aaron Engels and Rio Hatate. Right? For those, 2 of those come off every game. Callum McGregor usually stays on. So then you've got Paolo Bernardo and Luke McCowan. That's fair enough. You've no one, if Callum is to come off, you've no one to cover his position. You've got Jamesy Forrest, who's classed as a midfield player, but is more as a winger. You then look up at the other wingers and the forwards. You've got Jota, right? He's fighting for a position with Nico Kuhn. You've got Yang. Wait a minute. He was seen at the airport, allegedly. Right, so you've got Jota fighting out with Kuhn to get a position on the team. You've then got Yang fighting out with Dyson Maeda. Yang, fantastic player. You've then got Adam Ida, and he's not got anybody pressuring him. Johnny Kenny isn't pressurising Adam Ida to get a starting berth on week in, week out. Johnny Kenny was going to be third choice striker at Celtic, at best. At best, third choice striker. Now, people saying, but you can use Dyson Maeda through the middle. But if you use Dyson Maeda through the middle, you've then got Jota on one side and Kuhn on the other. We're then short on wingers because you've only got Yang sitting on the bench as a winger, with no other wingers to then come on as replacement if you play that formation. We are short in a squad. The players that we've allowed to go out on loan this window, the first team players that are out just now, Stephen Welsh, Odom Owen, Gustav Lagerbielke, Kwon, Louis Palma, and you've got Marco Tellio, who's still out on loan. And then for the B team, you've got 3 players for the B team. when you look at it, there's 6 players, 3, 4, 5 players, 6 players that would be on the bench for Celtic. Now, it's all good thinning the squad down, but we're meant to be going for a treble. That's why I say that we're weaker coming out this window. So pulling out silly stats like, we sell Jota, we sell Kyogo and bring Jota back, that does not make the squad stronger. We're meant to be throwing down the gauntlet and absolutely trumping our way. And let me just see. Right, so I'm getting told that Brendan Rodgers was on a BA shuttle flight this afternoon with Nicholson and Lawwell. That means that they're probably meeting up with Dermot Desmond and getting their arse kicked for an absolute shambles of a transfer window. Keep them both and play them. I think Celtic will surprise us paying up the money for Mateus. That one died at the weekend. I think that one, no forward was signed for us this window by the looks of it. It's been... Come on, one more vote for that. We're at 499 votes, 88%, 500 votes, 88% say it's been a bad window, 12% say it's been a good window. 12% say it's been a good window. Strangely. Spin, 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 incoming, window closes. We need fans more than ever. Yeah, Paul, you know it. Paul, you've been around the block when it comes to Celtic as well. You know exactly what it's going to be. How come Mateus hasn't signed for anyone else then? Because he's staying at his club. Brøndby do not want to lose him. Brøndby do not want to lose their player. That's why he's not going. And Brøndby have come out, and that's why the deal fell apart with Celtic. Oh, jeez. Are you really saying that bringing in a 32-year-old for left back is going to make us better? I don't think so. And get Messi. He always wanted to play. Those 12% are Sevco fans, more than likely. Can't say that. Let me just try and get a little bit of an update from... nope. I think it's going to be quiet until round about... Oh, here we go. Let's transfer below. A minute, Fabrizio, Fab, where are you? Where is it? Come on, Manchester United. Nope, Celtic. Gabriel, well, there we go. Done deal. Verbal agreement done. We're getting Jeff Schlupp. Agreement has been done. We've got it. Verbal agreement done. Straight loan. No option to buy. Just a straight deal. Jeff is on his way to Celtic. It's a verbal agreement done. Straight loan. No option to buy. Jesus. Oh man. What are Celtic doing? Let me get his stats. We're signing a 32-year-old. It's back up to Greg Taylor. He's a proud product of the Leicester Academy. He made his senior debut in 2011. He made... See, the thing is, he wasn't at Leicester under Brendan Rodgers. Well, there we have it. It's seemingly a done deal. The first one that could be officially announced by Celtic is Jeff Schlupp. Schlupp in the door. Schlupp in the house. Jesus, deal in place. Verbal agreement has been done. Verbal agreement has been done. Straight loan, no option to buy. Straight loan, that's a bizarre one. Let's get transfer market up. And if his deal's out at the end, well, there's not going to be any option to buy if he's out of. Why are we loaning players that are out of contract at the end of this? Jesus, it's absolutely bonkers. This is absolutely bonkers. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely bonkers. I'll just close some of these down because that's slowing stuff down. Come on, transfer market. What are you playing at? Transfer market has crashed due to the amount of people that are on. And I've crashed as well by the looks of it. Nope, we are there. Right, I'm just going to get this one, close that down because that's running. Get rid of that. Remove that. And just WhatsApp. Far too many things running at one time here. 26 minutes ago, we asked, has been 535 votes. Are you happy with the transfer window? And 87% said no. 7% no. He's an upgrade on Taylor. He was cheaper than Tierney. No ambition to progress the team. No, I don't think that's not. It's not. Nicholson is incompetent. There we go. Schlupp's a good signing. It doesn't fall in line. Panic buys the Celtic way. Bringing in a 32-year-old is on a loan to the end of the season doesn't say to me that it's forward thinking. That's a last minute thing. That's a last minute. We need a left back. Who can we get in? He's only played 12 games this season. Let me just see. It's not even updating at all. Who knows? Anyway, Jeffrey looks like it's a done deal. Jeff's coming in. Left back, 32-year-old left back on a loan deal. No option to buy, just a loan deal to the end of the season. Woohoo! A minute, Tierney is also trending now. Let me just see what Tierney. Nope. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Thank God that wasn't on the screen. Thank God that wasn't on the screen. Oh, jeez, what a nice pair. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. What is going on with Twitter? There's yeah. Oh, thank God that wasn't straight on the screen. Let me just see what that message was coming through. Surely we sent down the 3 amigos for Schlupp. Let me just get an update on this. Where is it? I can't believe that just happened. Thank God that wasn't on the screen, I tell you. Give me the fear. I don't know, some of you might have liked it. Brendan sending out a message to anyone who wants a winner's medal. Say he's only here till KT turns up. Yeah, he's only here till KT turns up. But what? That's the wrong one. Why did I send that up there? That was meant to go into WhatsApp. It's a done deal. There we go. Fabrizio Romano has said that. Right, I'm going to wind this video up. I will be back later tonight for the run-in to the transfer window deadline day bonanza. Will it be a bonanza? Will Celtic get in someone that's younger than 32 than goes along with the ethos of the players that we've been buying over the last decade? Yes, it was X-rated. And it was a nice pair. It was a nice. Remember that club Brest? Yeah. I clicked on something that said Tierney update, and it took me to a nice pair of breasts. That's all I'll say. Right, watch out for the channel later on. I will be coming live roughly around about 9 o'clock tonight. And then we'll have the run-in, the epic run-in to the transfer window deadline day. As it stands just now, it looks like Celtic have done a deal to bring in a left-back on loan until the end of the season. A 32-year-old. Last time we brought in a 32-year-old, it was fantastic. But his name wasn't Jeff. No, it wasn't. And he was played in the middle of the park. Anyway, on that note, have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party.